administration with aspirations to become an attorney in either contract law, business law, or family law.
Hello everybody, thank you for watching our presentation. My name is Jordyn Norwood and I am in my bachelor's program for political science. I aspire one day to work for a governmental agency or an organization that will help people all around the world.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoy our presentation. Identifying the issue. There are 4 counties on the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin. The area is named the St. Croix region and borders the river: Norton, Apostle, Burnt, and Large County. The 4 counties have an issue they've been dealing with and trying to find a solution for many years.
In the early 1980s, the Norton County Commissioners had floated a $20 million bond to finance a substantial new waste combustor, the Tamarack incinerator, while also using the money to fund a new roadway. This Tamarack facility had been promoted as a growth catalyst for Norton County, and the town officials predicted that the disposal system would produce a significant profit given the excessive waste that the area produced. However, after a few years, it became clear that the Tamarack incinerator did not go as planned due to the surrounding regions charging less per ton for trash and recycling at the dumping sites. Now Norton County is in a position where they need to either make up for their debt or close the incinerator. But closing the incinerator is a daunting task for the County of Norton and the St. Croix Development Council, also known as the SCDC.
In order to find a solution for this, the Board of Commissioners from the 4 counties in the area meets regularly to find a resolution as to how they can gain the $20 million back. The tricky part is that if Norton County were to back out of paying the debt, then Norton County would be removed from the SCDC, completely disrupting the allocated funds distributed to all 4 counties. So now, the counties must devise a feasible solution to pay off their debt.
Anton Corvasi, the Director of Planning at the SCDC, proposed the idea he named the AWA, an Area Waste Authority, and he called it a win-win situation. He believed this arrangement would make everyone happy, not just the citizens of Norton County. He suggested that the SCDC Operations Division run the garbage disposal for the whole area, making it an integrated, system-wide planned operation. The bargaining agent would be able to cut the tipping fees and then charge a reasonable, uniform charge of $159 to all counties, including Norton. This plan would allow the cost to be spread over the entire St. Croix area. According to Corvasi, this area-wide waste management will yield a constant stream of annual savings to all citizens of St. Croix.
Inquiry. This question is for you all to think about while we present the facts, list the stakeholders, and identify their perspectives. My partner and I have been trying to decipher the facts since we first began reading the case. The question is it justifiable to charge the neighboring 3 counties, Apostle, Burnt, and Larch, an annual fee of $159 to pay off Norton County's debt, even though they have no fault in debt to begin with? As I mentioned earlier, this was something we've been pondering on since we first read the case study. It's tricky due to the lack of knowledge on the citizens and their belief system. Also, ethically speaking, is it okay to ask the surrounding counties to take care of another county's problem?
Identifying the stakeholders. In order to identify the stakeholders, we had to split them up into 3 categories. Our first category was federal stakeholders, who had Senator Axel Lonkerich, who was a Minnesota state senator, Ben Lawful, who was a Wisconsin state senator, and Congresswoman Ellen Moe. For the county officials, we had Norton County, which involved Anton Corvasi, Mary Martin Grove, and Erwin Snyder. In Apostle County, we had Aaron Crum, Douglas Naismith, and Guy Ambrose. In Burnt County, we had Winston Hemp, Amy Temple, and in Large County, we had Adam Fency, Aaron McCloskey. The county citizens featured Norton County, Apostle, Burnt, and Large County. In our next slides, you will see how these stakeholders had affected each and every one of the citizens and the case study itself, which involved the issue. Norton County stakeholders' perspectives. Anton Coravesi, who is Director of Planning at the St. Croix Development Commission, also known as the SCDC, he directed and commended the 4-county area-wide waste authority to serve the St. Croix. He also had years of experience in system-wide planning in the Tennessee Valley Authority and was the featured presenter. He emphasized the TVA model, which is called a system that works. He proposed the area-wide waste authority to serve the St. Croix and believed it would be an easy feat gaining final approval from all 4 county boards of county commissioners. Yet, rolling the $50 fee into a single area cost over the system defined as the 4-county area should make it absorbable, he said. The extra cost to citizens to Apostle, Burnt, and Larch would be relatively small. He said that computers decide which electric generators to turn on and which to turn off, depending on minute-to-minute monitoring of electric demand in 7 states. Computers would ensure just the right mix, taking high-polluting plants off the line when the winds shift and firing up expensive old generators. Anton had explained to another stakeholder, Mary, his assistant, that the dump operators were processing more waste, which was true, but their falling fees meant that the area landfills were showing less and less profit on average for every ton disposed of. Coravesi believed that the dynamics of the 4-county garbage war were destructive all around. Mary Martingrove, Anton Coravesi's assistant. She assisted by calculating costs and creating a spreadsheet in order to visualize the overall proposal and to present to the SCDC. She questioned parts of the plan as well as politicians who wanted to keep waste near their homes for final disposal. Erwin Schneider, who was Norton County Commissioner. He believed the incinerator would handle all the waste in the county as well as the capacity to dispose of additional garbage in the surrounding 4 counties, as well as waste from other surrounding areas who are not a part of the SCDC. Axel Loncrick, Minnesota Senator, worked with the Wisconsin Senator Ben Lawful to gain support for the respective state legislators for a resolution that would officially endorse Anton's proposal. Congresswoman Ellen Moe. She approved of the earmarking for $50,000, which would be paid out in equal installments to the SCDC to benefit her district. And the Norton County citizens. When the county's flow control requirement started, the residents blamed their elected legislator and the county commissioners for increasing trash rates when the Tamarack incinerator originated.
Apostle County stakeholder perspectives. There are 5 Apostle County stakeholders involved, and one of those being the Apostle County citizens. Aaron Crum and Douglas Neismith are both Apostle County commissioners. And Guy Ambrose is the county manager of Apostle County. All 3 were in attendance at the St. Croix Development Council meeting. However, they did not express their views or concern on the proposed idea named the Area-Wide Waste Authority. Ben Lawful is the Wisconsin State Senator, and he did not provide Coravesi and his planning staff with any funds to spend. He obtained and provided support for resolutions endorsing joint, bi-state, and multi-county experiments in government for their respective state legislators. And lastly, the Apostle citizens are not concerned about the Tamarack incineration debt due to their own dumping contracts and operations in their respective districts.
Burnt County stakeholders' perspectives. Winston Hemp. Winston Hemp was Burnt County Commissioner. He was also president of Brunello Dry Goods. He supported the SCDC because it would set up an organization for the entire St. Croix state line and bring a higher influx of money. The only reason he was in support of the SCDC was because it would set up an organization for the whole St. Croix across the state line and would bring money into the region. He believed that the SCDC is building empires at their and others' expenses. Amy Temple, who was a county manager. She was in attendance at the meeting, however, she did not state any opinion. Ben Lawful, Wisconsin State Senator. Ben Lawful had worked with Senator Axel Loncrick to gain support for legislation regarding the issue. However, he had not produced any money for Coravesi and his staffers to spend. And finally, we have the Burnt County citizens. The Burnt County citizens are not concerned about the Tamarack incineration debt due to their own dumping contracts and operations in their respective district. Large County stakeholders. Adam Fency, County Manager, current chair member of St. Croix. Aaron McCloskey, Mayor of Deer Slip Large County. Both of them did not have any opinion, but they were in attendance at the meeting. Senator Axel of Minnesota worked with Senator Ben Lawful to gain support for his state legislators, as well as Wisconsin, for resolutions that would endorse the AWA. Large county citizens. The large county citizens were not concerned about the Tamarack incineration debt due to their own dumping contracts and operations in their respective district. However, Anton's proposal would increase their payments in regards to waste management.
Recommendation. Our recommendation to the counties would be to hold a poll with the citizens of all 4 counties: Norton, Apostle, Burnt, and Larch. The question would be something along the lines of, is it fair to charge you the $159, and would you be willing to pay it to help you and or your neighboring counties? The majority votes and decision would then be reviewed by the mayors and governor of the state to align their views and to stick to a side, the winning side. This would further end the feud, and the St. Croix area-wide issue would be resolved. This allows the resolution to come about as diplomatically as possible without violating the Interstate Commerce Clause, while involving all citizens and state elected officials in the areas.
Today we had the opportunity to meet with Earl Gloucester, the Director of Solid Waste and General Services of Clearwater. Our first question was, do you face issues finding legal methods of imposing flow control on our local waste streams? His answer was, we utilize flow control and sustainable waste disposition in all counties. Our next question, what types of negotiating tactics do you use when addressing new proposals? His answer, lots of data and research. Then once you're ready to present, let the data speak for itself. He really placed emphasis on statistics and data to make sure that everyone gets the same information and the most accurate information possible. Our next question was, how do you feel your major prepared you for this role, or has your work experience played a larger influence? Director Gloucester had said that he had spent nearly 20 years serving as the Director of Solid Waste and General Services in Pinellas County for the last 20 years. His master's degree was in public administration at Barry University, which provided a great amount of knowledge to guide him on his role as director, as well as his experience in the military.
In regards to the case study, we had asked Director Earl Gloucester if he believes that the neighboring 3 counties should be asked to pay an annual fee of $159 to pay off the debt of Norton County. His recommendation regarding the case study is that he noticed the issue immediately. He said it was prominent. The problem is obvious. The cart was placed before the horse. In order for this plan to really succeed, Anton Gervasi would essentially need to flip his plan instead of asking the citizens in the surrounding areas to now pay a fee. Director Earl Gloucester suggested that all counties be in consensus prior to making a steep, independent financial decision with haste. He recommended to propose the plan and have officials agree on the budget first. He advised to incentivize the incinerator, to promote clean energy, sustainability, and most importantly, to lower the annual cost for all citizens per year. While lowering the annual fee tremendously would likely compel the citizens of all counties to take part in the area-wide waste authority. Dropping the cost of the annual rate would prolong the revenue stream in the end, allowing the leftover money to be used in other budgets and also other state programs.
Director Gloucester's advice to our peers. Director Gloucester gave a